Hey everyone, it's More Crafts. I'm back for another video. Um, I did not do a Whip Wednesday video. I did a different kind of video yesterday. Well, um, it is actually Friday morning, very early Friday morning. It is about 6:30. It's 6:27 a.m. on Friday the 20th. This is episode number 3. Um, So I have a lot of stuff to show you today. It's mostly whips. I have absolutely no finished objects this week, which is very surprising. I think it's because if you've been watching for a while, you know I've been working on my Grandma Pap's blanket. Well, I think I'm done with my Pap and Grams blanket. I worked on it Sunday when I came home, and worked on it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I have it to the point now where I'm ready to take it to my Grams today to see if I need to add to it and to more onto it this weekend while I'm at Grams. But I have to wait until I can go to my grandparents' house to have their bed. So I've been working on that blanket very, very heavily this week just to get it done. I just want to get it done, and I did work on it for a while. And the last couple of days, well, yesterday, I guess. And I stopped working on Graham's blanket probably about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday. I was just done. So, Wednesday, you know how you get whenever you finish a big project, you're like, okay, I'm done with this big project. Now, what do I work on? And I have a couple things that I have to get done, this, this like the next week and a half, I guess. I am participating in attack. Well, I guess I should do this first. So I went into a tirade about my Grams blanket, but I've gotten a lot of new subscribers recently, so I figured I would introduce myself. My name is Elizabeth, and I am 31 years old. I live back and forth with my grandparents and my mom. I stay with my mom from Sunday afternoon to Friday morning, afternoon type thing. And then on the weekends, I go to my grandparents' house and help them and stay with them and see them and stuff. My mom and I never used to be really close, but we are very close now. We used to fight tooth and nail, and I think that was just because we are way too much alike. We are way too much similar. And even when we go to the store and I say mom, people always say, no, that's not your mom. That's your sister, because we look too much alike. But no, she is my mom. I just look a lot like her. But I crochet, I knit, I bead weave, I loom knit, I machine knit. Some of the things that I bead weave are actually behind me. Those are earrings. And that big board behind me is my stitch markers. And now that I look at it, I really should switch those out. Because my earrings, I want to make more earrings because I was going to talk about this at the end of the video, but I'm just going to talk about it now. I am making bead weave earrings and stitch markers for a live sale that I am having on February 8th. Um, and when it comes, I guess I can do it now. So I talked about it in my Wednesday video on Wednesday about my live sale. So as of right now, I'm gonna have beaded earrings, beaded stitch markers, and sewed project bags. Plus, I am gonna make some little they're gonna be like little wallets for either your credit cards or money. I'm gonna make a couple of them and put little stitch markers in them. I have a bunch of stitch markers left over from me making a whole bunch of them that I'm gonna make some that are gonna come with stitch markers. And I also want to do sets of beaded stitch markers, like the hook size markers, that are customizable. They will be customizable. But I just want to have a couple of those sets like already made up so that whenever it comes closer to time that I can have them ready. So those are definitely coming also. So as of right now, I have beaded stitch markers, beaded earrings, and sewed project bags, and the sewed little wallets. Um, I don't know what else to make for my live sale. I did do a short video yesterday also about like what you guys would also like. Should I throw some amigurumis in the live sale? Should I make some purses, like crochet purses and stuff? Like the sunflower or the starburst granny squares. Just give me some more ideas of things that you would like to see in the live sale for me. But that's all I'm going to go into that right now. Like I said, nobody commented on that little short video I did. So I figured I would just put it in my regular video. But just let me know some other things that you would like to see in the live sale. So how the live sale is going to work, it's going to be an actual live video. And when I'm going to... The items that I show is going to have a random number. And if I show an item, and I will tell you the price when I show the item, whenever you see an item that you would like to purchase, I only go through PayPal. When you see an item that you would like to purchase, you will say sold and the item number that is on the card. And when I show the items, I will go into better detail about that item. Like how big the bags are, the earrings, things like that. I will go into better detail when I show the item and talk about the item. As of right now, my earrings are like, I think I said my earrings are $12. My beaded stitch markers are $7 if you want an individual one, but they're also $3 for $15. My bags are now $25 because shipping is ridiculous. So my bags are $25 now. So yeah, I think that is all the admin that I am going to talk about. Like I was saying about myself, my name is Elizabeth. I am 31 years old. I live with my mom for most of the time and see my grandparents on the weekend. I have a dog, a Doberman named Nala. She just turned 4 in December. And I've been crocheting. I crocheted a little bit when I was in high school. My grandma taught me the basic granny square. And then after I got out of high school, I graduated in 2009. And when I got out of high school, I didn't really get into it very much until about 2012. 2012, I got really back into it. And so I've been crocheting since 2012. So it's been 10 years. 10, 11 years. I guess it'll be 11 years this year. I do knit. I started knitting probably about 4 years ago. The only thing I really know how to knit right now is hats. But every sale that I make, in the live sale and the sales leading up to the live sale, is going to go towards a interchangeable knitting needle set. Because I want to do more than, like, I want to make shawls and I want to start and make a sweater for myself. But I need longer needles for that kind of stuff. And the only needles that I have are 16-inch circulars, which is what I use for my hats. So I would like to get an interchangeable set from Amazon. So all the sales that I make until I have enough to get an interchangeable set, that is what I'm trying to save up and get. So, yes, I'm really excited. I hope I can get the amount that I want before my birthday. My birthday is in June. And I'm hoping to be able to get my knitting needles before then. So, I guess I'll just have to wait and see. I loom knit, but I don't loom knit that often. The only thing I loom knit is I loom knit hats and machine knit hats and scarves. Bead weaving. I started getting into bead weaving by watching Hannah over at the Corner of Craft. She was making really adorable stitch markers. And I fell in love with what they looked like. So just to give you kind of an idea of the little beaded stitch markers, here is a little lion that I made. He's really cute. He has little cheeks. I also have this like little skull, but it's like actually a turtle. And you can make them in dependents too. Like I have a skull pendant on my necklace. And here is a peace sign, but it's a turtle. And I have a rainbow. And I thought I had... No, it's not in here. Thought it was, but it's not. But I keep all my like little trinkets. Like I have lip gloss or chapstick in here, sewing needle, like a darning needle, my clippers because I always get hangnails on my nails, and a lighter to mount the back of my safety eyes with. I got these cute little boxes at the dollar store. This one happens to have a unicorn on them, but this is what I keep my notions in so that they don't... I had them in this cute little tray. I got this at Walmart on clearance, and I use this for my pins when I sew. And yeah, it was just getting a little bit crowded, so I just put everything in that little box and it stays nice. I actually have like 3 of them, and when I go to Graham's this weekend, I'm taking one with me because I can put my stitch markers in there. So, yeah. Okay. So I introduced myself. I told you about what I do. Like I said, I do a lot of bead weaving. And it doesn't take a long time to make the beaded items. Like, I made 15 beaded things in 2 days at my grandparents' house on Christmas weekend. So, just to give you kind of an idea about how many I can get done in a couple days. Okay, so I talked about I have notes today. I talked about my live sale and what I will be showing in my live sale. I do not have any finished objects, and I introduced myself. So the only thing I have to show you now is my whips. Now, I'm going to show you my smaller whips because I have three big whips. So I'm going to show you all my small ones first, and then I will show you my massive ones. And I can already tell you this video is going to be super long. So if you haven't already, pause me, go get a drink, go get a snack, go get some coffee, because it's probably going to be a little bit. So the first one I'm just going to show you is, it's not much to show you, it's just a head and a body. So this is going to be my snowman for the Attack of the Amigurumi 2023. It's hosted by Stephanie from Stephanie's Yarn Escape. And this month's theme is snowman. So I am using the tutorial by Odinka. And I am definitely not even going to say her last name because I am going to butcher it. But I really like her patterns. She has a ton of cute patterns, and I picked this one because it was a snowman and I thought it was really cute, so I picked it. So what I have left to do on him is I have his hat, his arms, his legs, and his nose. I think is all that I have left for him, and I think he might have a scarf too. So I have his legs, his arms, scarf, hat, nose. So like 5 things left that I have to make for him. But I'm just gonna throw him on my bed. The next one is I made a lot of these baskets. And this is what I hold my whips in. This is Pamela's Adoring Crochet Basket. What's really nice is it's really versatile. So, you can make it any size you want. I just kept the same amount of bottom, or increases on the bottom, but I didn't go as high as she did. And these bags are like perfect for amigurumis, blankets, shawls, anything that you need a lot of yarn. And what's really nice about it is if you're using a lot of yarn for a project, like full skeins like this one, you can easily stand them up in here and just like stand them up and put them like in a flower kind of thing, and put your project like right on the middle or on the side or something. Like this is going to be, so I brought my phone over here so I can show you what these patterns are going to look like, because you can't tell what they're going to look like. So I am going to show you the little guy does not have a scarf. The little snowman does not have a scarf. It's just his ties. So this is the little snowman that I am going to be making. So I have his head and his body done. I still have to make his hat, his arms, his legs, and his nose. So that is the one I showed you first. This one has literally nothing to really show. And you're probably wondering what this is. So I make a lot of amigurumi, and a lot of the times when I want to make an amigurumi, I have a terrible time picking one that I want to do. So what I did was I got a Tupperware container from the Dollar Tree and wrote all of the patterns, the amigurumi patterns that I would want to do on pieces of strips of paper. And I folded them up. I fold them in half and fold them in half again. Throw them in my Tupperware container, shake it up, and my mom picks me out one to do. And this one, so the snowman was not part of that because it is for something specific this year. But the one she picked this time, all it says is John and Odinka. And John is this little guy. So I will be making him. And the only thing I have to show for that one is the start of his head. Oh, there it is. This is the one I was looking for, the smiley face turtle. But it's on a project. No wonder I couldn't find it in there. But I am at the point now. I did all the increases for the top of his head. The bodies and the head are usually one piece for her patterns, and I love that. So the only thing you really gotta sew on is his arms, legs, and like any of their body parts that you might have. But all I have done, and I used a 3.75 for my snowman, and I'm using a 3.75 for my little John guy. Or no, I'm using a 3.5 for my John guy. So that is him, and I have not picked out his other colors yet. I still need to pick out like 2 blues and a brown for his hair. I did not get that far yet. Okay, so I showed you the snowman, and I showed you that. The next one I'm going to show you lives in another basket. I have a lot of these baskets. And I'm going to show you that I am currently in the process of making a basket. So the next project I'm going to show you is Marshall the Frog. And this is by Grayson Yarns. And it's a free pattern on Ravelry, but you also can purchase the pattern. I'm just doing the free one. So I needed white, blue, black for his eyes, and pink for his cheeks. But his body is going to be this color here. I literally have one leg done. I still have to do the other leg and attach the 2 legs together and start his body. I didn't get that far yet. But Mom also picked this one out for me. So I have my little paper in here. And what I do is, this is actually not the right bag for this. So, oh, I forgot one. I'll have to pause. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I forgot a lip. So, what I was saying, okay, I'm not going to do that right now. So Marshall the Frog is by Grayson Yarns, and I'm using a 3.75 millimeter hook for that. I usually use a 3.75, but lately I've been using my 3.5 millimeter hook. But yeah. So this is another one that my mom picked, so I'll be throwing that on my bed. The next project I'm going to show you is a beanie that I am working on. I would like to have a beanie drop one of these days. It's something I've never done before, so I want to make a couple different beanie styles and have them available for purchase. And this probably will not happen until next year, or the end of the year, because it's January here. It's January, and it's kind of cold, but kind of not cold. It's kind of like in the middle, where like in the morning it's like 30 some degrees, and then like in the afternoon it's like late 30s, early 40s. I just said that like it was like an age, but yeah. I don't get it. Like, usually at this time of year, it's, like, freaking cold, and so anyway, the hat I am making is the Jackson beanie, and it is by Miss B's Custom Crochet, I think it's Miss B's Custom Crochet on Ravelry. Or not Ravelry, Etsy. Um, she has a lot of beanie patterns, and one of these days I am going to own every single one of her beanie patterns. I started making beanies like a long time ago, and I did just a basic double crochet beanie. And then I made like 20 hats, and because I used to go up to my great grandparents' house and spend a couple days with them and stuff. And I used to watch like movies all night and read all night and stuff. And one night I watched like 8 movies back to back and finished like 20 basic double crochet beanies. And after I did that, I was like, I never want to look at another basic crochet double crochet beanie again. And since then, I've found textured hats. All of the hat patterns that I own now, that I have purchased now, are textured in some way. But the colors I am using Big Twist Red. Is this the end that's attached? Probably, if it was my luck. I think it is. So, and I'm using white. So, this kind of reminds me of a Christmas themed hat. And I am working, so this is what it looks like. You use a 5mm hook for the brim, and then you go up to a 6 for the hat itself. But it is really blowing out. I apologize. But it's just really nice white. In this hat, you have to turn your work like inside out, and I think I just messed that up. There we go. So yeah, you use a 5 for the brim and a 6 for the body. And that's just where I'm at right now. I'm doing a couple rows of increases. Or repeats, I guess I should say. So, that is the Jackson beanie. So that's another one that I'm currently working on. And I'm just going to write that down. Hopefully some of these will be finished next week. Now that I'm done with my Graham's, I think I'm done with my Graham's blanket. It was like, okay, now what do I work on? Because I'm like, I've been working on that blanket since like October, and I just off and on since October. And when you see it, you'll understand why it took me so long. So, another thing about myself that if you don't already know is a lot of the items that I crochet, I donate. So I make hats, mittens, scarves, blankets, shawls, and amigurumis for all of my donations. I donate to a local church, and it's like a food pantry church, so they come up and get what they need. Well, actually, I donate to 2 churches. The one is my cousin. She gives hats and scarves and amigurumis to the kids in her congregation. The other, I give to a food pantry. It's like a come and get what you need type thing. So, I crochet all year long. And then around Christmas time, like between the first week of November to the like second week of December is when I give everybody their items. So I give to the food pantry, so there's two. I give to my chiropractor. He does a mitten tree, and I'm actually not sure where he takes where the items go from there. And then I donate to a local nursing home here, and the nursing home usually gets they get Lapgans, shawls, amigurumis, hats, and they usually get those 4 items. And last year I had made, and another thing about me is I rock in about every single one of my videos. There is nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. Also, here's another information about me, is I have schizophrenia. I was, diagnosed with schizophrenia, when I was about 7 years old. I am medicated. I will have it for the rest of my life. There is no cure for it. One part about being schizophrenic is you rock, and sometimes you don't know you're doing it. I do it a lot when I am talking or sitting on a couch crocheting or on a bed crocheting. I rock a lot. I rock a lot when I'm sitting here just talking. If you've watched any of my videos for any length of time, you know that it is true. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with me, so please don't be alarmed. I'm just gonna say this. I don't mean to be rude, but if you don't like to see me rock, then you should probably unsubscribe to me and don't watch me, because 9 chances out of 10 in all my videos I'm going to be rocking at one point or another. So those are the places that I donate, not just a little tidbit of information, another about me. So yeah. So let's get into the rest of my whips. Yeah, I guess they're all whips. So I started a scarf because I noticed when I was going through my donations for the end of last year, I ran out of scarves completely. And I know I keep having to tell myself that it is like literally only the 3rd week of January that I don't need to get everything done at like right now. I still have, 10 months to get everything done. So I need to stop like doing that to myself. But I was looking on YouTube for a stitch tutorial to make a scarf. What I really wanted to do was start another blanket, but I'm like, I have so many blankets going on right now that I don't really want to make another blanket. Am I probably going to start one? Yeah, probably in the next couple days. But, so this is the scarf that I started. It's the Drop Sedge Stitch. And I got this off of Bag O' Day's tutorial. And I started it with a green. This is not going to completely finish it, but I am just going to work on it until this is completely gone and I can't make any more solid rows. Then I'm going to fasten off and tie on a new cake or whatever and just continue with it. I am using a 6mm hook for that. So that is that one. And my last small whip, I guess I should say, is this basket that I am working on. Like I said, need some more baskets because a lot of my baskets are on the smaller side. I think I have 3 baskets right now that are kind of like on the bigger side. But a lot of them are like this side where it's perfect for amigurumis, and then I have some smaller ones. So I started another basket, and I am using 3 magic cakes that I had for my Grams blanket, because I went through and wound all of my scrap balls into magic cakes because I wasn't sure how many I would need for my Grams blanket. And turns out I have a ton left. So I started a basket, and it is probably going to be pretty tall, like the one that she made. I forget how many rows she did, but that's the one thing I like about this basket is you can make it as tall or as short as you want. And I like that it has handles so that, because I have a whip shelf, and right now I have my boyfriend's basket of yarn that are for his next set of squares that I am going to get into when I show my bigger whips. I lied to you, I do have one more kind of small whip, but it has like 16 skeins of yarn, cakes of yarn that will be his next set of squares. So I have that on the bottom, then I have 2 baskets, and then I basically have 3 shelves that I could use for whips. And all of my baskets right now are being used for projects. So, and I'm using an 8mm hook, which is what she used. And yes, I'm just throwing these on my bed so that I can get them off of my desk, because my desk was giving me kind of like, it was giving me kind of, it was giving me like heebie-jeebies because I don't like my desk. I used to be like, everything was hoarding on my desk, and since I've grown up a lot, I don't like very many things on my desk. Only things that I need can be on my desk. And here I have a table. And at Grams, which I'll be doing a video tomorrow night at Grams, and like that desk just has a lot of stuff on it down there. But it is a lot nicer because I don't have my kid, and my kid was my cat that I had, and if I was at my desk, he was at my desk. And if you watched my previous videos from like 2 years ago, you will see him on a lot of my videos. So my next, this is kind of a small slash big whip, I guess. It's a blanket. This is a single crochet, double crochet blanket. I got the stitch pattern off of Pamela's Adoring Crochet from her Easy Crochets Essential Crochet Sweater or something like that. I will try to leave it in the description box below. But I just took the stitch pattern and made it into a blanket. This is the third one, and I'm using a K hook for this, which I think is a 6.5. But yeah, I'm just doing 10 rows of each color, and I can add my next color onto this whenever I work on it. Next, I already have the color picked out. It's going to be a pretty green, and I can't wait to get this one done. But this is kind of like a small project compared to the next 3 that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to have to pause it and turn my computer around so that I can show you these, because they're huge, and yeah, they're big. All 3 of them. So I'll turn my computer around so you can actually see them. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is going to be my blanket for my bed here. I had like 13, 14, and some odd balls of retro stripe yarn that I was hoarding. Well, I decided to make myself a blanket. And this is it. It is huge. Where I left off, where I showed it last, was this Bart stitch marker that my good friend Christina made me. And it is big because I wanted it to hang over my bed quite a ways. So this is it. This is the Big Border Crochet Blanket. It is by Winding Road Crochet. While I'm sitting here talking to you guys about it, I'm going to move my stitch marker to where I am currently at because I don't want to forget. And I do have a stitch marker in there already, but because I was holding my stitches so I don't pull them apart, because I used up another skein, so I just finished off. But this is it. This is probably a little bit bigger than I actually needed, but it is what it is. So I'm using a 6mm hook for this blanket, and it does not equal out because I started using a different hook size, and by the time I realized I was using a different hook, I wasn't going back and frogging it. So it is my blanket, and I don't really care that I'm using a different hook size. So like I said, all of my projects that I talk about will be in the description box below. So this is by Winding Road Crochet. I am subscribed to her newsletter, so when she makes a new pattern, I get a notification about it. The next project that the next big whip I'm going to show you is my boyfriend's king blanket. I am doing granny squares because I was not doing another one of the big one that I'm about ready to show you after this one. So he has a king bed, another king bed, and I last night I had 6 squares on one row, the starting row. I needed to do 2 more squares because I made my grandma and pap a granny square king size blanket, and I made theirs 8 squares across and 7 squares down, so I needed a total of 48 squares. And I made had 6. I did join as you go because I am not sewing all of these squares together. I did 16 squares last night, or I finished my 16 squares yesterday, or 18 squares yesterday. I crocheted all of them on to the blanket. So this sucker is big. So yeah, it is huge. And I am going to put a border on it. I'm just not there yet. So this is his blanket. So I'll try to show you in sections of 4. So there is one section. Woo. And I have a hair underneath my nail. Ugh, I hate when it happens. That's what happens when you have long hair. And then here is the next section. So I was thinking that I have 32 more squares to put on this thing, and then I have to put a border on it. So I have picked out the colors for I have picked out the rest of the squares for the next row, or the next 16 colors, so I can start working on those. And since I need 32 more squares, I'm just going to do 16 at a time instead of trying to do all 32 squares. And what I do is the squares are 10 rows each. So I crochet 9 1/4 rows, and then I just put that square down and start the next square and do that. So that is that project. And now I'm going to show you the mammoth. Now, this project I've been working on since October. The first time I showed it in the video was October 28th, because I looked. I have been working on this project off and on. So, yeah. It is huge. And it is so heavy. So I try to keep it. So I'm going to try to get up here without tripping over it. So this marker here is where I started on Sunday. There should be a third, yeah, right there. So I did like 8 rows I did 8 rows on Sunday, which is between these two markers. Sunday to Monday, or Monday to Tuesday, I did like that many. I think I did like 12 rows that day. And then Tuesday, so yeah, this was Sunday, Monday, and then the rest up was like Tuesday into Wednesday. And it's at the point now where I think I'm good. Like I said, it's huge. I am 5'3", and I think it's touching the floor there, and that's completely as tall as my arms will go. This is so heavy. So heavy. I cannot wait. My gram has not seen it yet. So I'm really excited for her to get it on her bed and to get it out of my room here. I've been working on it nonstop here. This is my little TV tray that I have here beside my desk. My arms are hurting. But that is everything that I have to show you guys. That's a lot. I think I'm done working on big projects after I get his blanket done and my blanket done. I say that, and then I want to start another blanket. I love making blankets, if you haven't been able to tell. I just don't think I'll be doing a king size one for a while. I do know that my mom's best friend, I showed her, my Gram's blanket, and she liked it. She thought it was really pretty. And I think I want to make her a blanket for Christmas. And they have a king size bed too. And I might just do another blanket like I'm doing for my boyfriend. Just do it that way. So, but yeah. I just don't even know. So, and then I brought a whole bunch of yarn from my Grams to Mom's to work on his blanket, and I had to not repeat a bunch of, because I don't like repeating colors in blankets. I don't know what it is, but I don't like, if I'm doing solid granny squares or variegated granny squares, I don't like to repeat colors. And I'm gonna have to throw some variegated in his more in his blanket, because I think all of the colors that I picked out for these next 2 rows are solids. Like, every single one of them is a solid. So I'm gonna have to throw probably like 4 variegateds in, just to keep with the theme, because I have variegateds in there now. And when I started it, he didn't ask me to make him. Well, he did kind of ask me to make him one when I was sick, because he was trying to get me to work on something because I wasn't crocheting or anything. But yeah. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I've been talking your guys' ear off for 50 some minutes now, and I am going to pick one of my projects and work on one. I think I might work on an amigurumi. Just because it's a little easier sitting over here at my desk. I think I'm going to turn my TV on and work on an amigurumi. Or I might work on... It's going to be an amigurumi. I just don't know what I want to work on. I am starting to get a headache above my eyes. So, might have to go take a pain pill, a headache pill. But yeah, I think it's just because I've been up and I've been staring at the computer screen for hours. And I haven't slept yet. And I'm not going to sleep because Graham will be coming in like 2.5 hours to pick me up, and I'm not doing that to myself. I did that last weekend, and I had a killer headache when I woke up. Because I laid down just about this time, and Graham came to get me. Actually, I laid down about 4 o'clock, and I just felt like I got laid down about 6 o'clock is when I finally laid down and fell asleep. And then it was like only a couple hours later that Graham called and said she was coming to get me. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, can you give me enough time to, like, get up and get ready and stuff like that? So I'm not doing that to myself this time. I'm staying up and I will sleep tonight. That is for sure. Seems like lately I haven't, like on Fridays, I just can't stay up past like 7 o'clock. And if you've watched my videos for any length of time, you know that I am a complete night owl. I love my nights. I get so much accomplished during the night. Because during the day, I have so many interruptions. And at nighttime, I can just get lost in my own little world. Oh. So, I forgot about my giveaway, but we're going to do it now. So, for the giveaway, you will win a bag from me. And I'm going to throw in some stitch markers and a pair of earrings and a beaded stitch marker. And you have to answer a question. And the question will be, has to be something kind of unique. Oh, I know what it can be. So, me, when I started crocheting, I held my yarn differently than I do now. And what I mean by that is let me go over and get a project because I need to get one anyway. Okay. So what I mean by that is when I started crocheting back in 2012, we'll say, is I held my yarn. I held my yarn like this. Okay? But now I hold my yarn like this to crochet. Like when I am crocheting, I think I'm using a 3.75 for Marshall. But when I crochet, I'm just going to do something real quick. This is how I hold my yarn now. And when I started crocheting, I didn't do it over the pinky. I just was like this. And now that I do that, I don't even know how I crocheted like when I started. Like it certainly wasn't like that. But like I said, I don't remember how I started crocheting. I don't know how I did it when I started, because like this feels natural to me, and the other way doesn't seem like I have good tension and control over the yarn. So I don't know. So that is the question that you have to answer to be entered into the giveaway. Is, do you crochet differently than you did when you started? I know I do. I know I do so bad that I don't even know how. I crocheted the way I did when I started crocheting. Because the way I crochet now feels right. And the way that I crocheted before feels wrong. I mean, it's just a curious question. So let me know, or answer the question. Do not say anything about the giveaway, because and you have to be subscribed to me, and you have to be in the United States. I do not do international shipping. And I will try to figure out how to look and see if you are subscribed to me. But do not put anything in your answer that hints at there is a giveaway, because I want people who actually watch all of my video to be eligible to win. So, but like I said, I want to thank you everybody who has subscribed to me lately. Thank you for the returning ones that keep coming back to watch my nonsense. Thank you to all the new people who have subscribed to me. I really do appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a great Friday. I will probably do the crochet amigurumi book tag. Somebody had wanted me to do that. So, I honestly do not have a lot of amigurumi books. But I will show the ones that I do have. And I'll have to make 2 videos because I have some here, and I also have some at Graham's. So, and oh my god, I just talked for a freaking hour. A freaking hour. I am so sorry, guys. I just keep on talking, don't I? I should have made this into a live video. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go, and I hope you guys have a great Friday. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.